Exactly 38 days after the Petroleum Industry Act (PIA) was enacted, President Muhammadu Buhari has written to the Senate requesting amendment to the law and expansion of membership of the board of the Upstream Regulatory Commission (URC). Buhari, in a letter read yesterday on the floor of the Senate, also sought an increase in the membership of the board of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority (NMDPRA). The president hinged his desire to alter the new law on the need to ensure national balance in appointments into the boards, the letter dated 16th September 2021, and read yesterday during the plenary by the Senate President Ahmed Lawan. Buhari further moved to fast-track the full operation of the newly signed act, sending a list of nominees for the proposed URC, the regulator of the upstream of the Nigerian oil and gas industry, as well as NMDPRA, which would oversee the midstream and downstream sector. Buhari explained that the appointment of two non-executive members to the board of the midstream, downstream, and upstream commissions, as provided by the Act, did not reflect balanced geopolitical representation. The latest request came about 48 hours after the president, in his capacity as Minister of Petroleum Resources, triggered Section 53 of 1 of the PIA, directing the incorporation of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company (NNPC) Limited and approving the formation of a new board, which would be headed by Senator Ifeanyi Ararime. Buhari requested amendments to Section 11 of 2B and 34 2B, which provide for the administrative structure of the PIA 2021 to increase the number of the non-executive members from 2 to 6 on the upstream, as well as midstream and downstream boards. He noted that doing so would foster national unity and provide a sense of participation and inclusion to almost every section of the country in the decision-making of strategic institutions such as the oil industry. In addition, the president proposed the deletion of Section 11 2F, 11 2G, 34 2F, and 34 2G from the Act, which would see the removal of the Ministries of Petroleum Resources and Finance from both boards. Buhari wrote in a letter to the upper chamber, the proposed amendments will increase the membership of the board from 9 to 13 members, that is, representing 44% expansion of the board size. The composition would strengthen the institutions and guarantee national spread and also achieve the expected policy contributions. On the removal of the two ministries from the boards of the agencies, the president explained they already had clear-cut roles and could carry out those responsibilities without necessarily being on the boards. The two ministries already have constitutional responsibilities of either supervision or intergovernmental relations, he stressed. They can continue to perform such roles without being on the board, he added, maintaining it's also important to note that administratively, the representatives of the ministries in the board would be directors, being same rank with directors in the institutions. This may bring some complications in some decision-making, especially on issues of staff-related matters. Buhari also sought amendment to Section 13 of 3 and 34 of the Petroleum Industry Act, which would see them being replaced with a new section that provides the appointments to the board of the commission or authority under Section 2 shall be made by the president, while those made pursuant to subsection 2 of A, B, and C of the section shall be subject to confirmation by the Senate. Buhari further requested that Section 41 of 2 of the Petroleum Industry Act be replaced with a new section to read, there shall be 5 executive directors for the authority whose appointment shall comply with the rules of the Federal Civil Service. In his proposed amendments, the president underscored the need to exempt serving public officers from the established confirmation process for political appointments, arguing that this will ensure effective management of the regulatory institutions through uniform implementation of public service rule for their employees. In future, these positions will obviously be filled by the workers in the authority through career progression in conformity with the rules and regulations of the Federal Civil Service, he stressed. In a letter to the Senate, the President said he was acting in accordance with the provisions of the different laws governing the establishment. For the upstream, the President nominated Issa Ibrahim Modibo as chairman, while Mr. Gbenga Komolafe was selected as Chief Executive Officer. Hassan Gambo was chosen as Executive Commissioner, Finance and Accounts, while Ms. Rose Ndong was nominated Executive Commissioner, Exploration and Agri-Management. The President retained Mr. Saki Awula, who currently heads the Department of Petroleum Resources (DPR), as the Chief Executive Officer of the proposed Midstream and Downstream Authority. He listed Chairman of the authority as Adere Gogo Ogan, Abiodun Adeniji as Executive Director, Finance and Accounts, and Ogugo Uka as Executive Director, Distribution System, Storage and Retail Infrastructure. Buhari also sent to the upper chamber for screening and possible approval a list of nominees for the board of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC). The nominees for the EFCC board are George Ekpungu, Secretary to the Commission, Cross River, Lukman Mohammed, Edo, Anuba Adeze, Enugu, Algia Kola Adeshina, Kwara, and Alhaji Yahya Mohammed, Yobe. Buhari urged the Senate to consider and confirm the nominees in an expeditious manner, given the important role they will play in the current administration. A profile of the CEO of the Upstream Commission, Komolafe, obtained by this day shows that he had been deeply involved in strategic policy formation and implementation in the oil and gas industry for about 27 years. Komolafe is an expert in institutional process study and designs for curbing revenue leakages and attaining optimum national productivity. He has initiated and coordinated various policies that generated and saved the country billions of dollars in his various capacities and national assignments. The 57-year-old engineer from Ondo State was Managing Director, Nigeria Pipeline and Storage Company (NPSC), where he initiated the reform and business model for maintenance and operations of NNPC pipelines and depot infrastructure efficiently on private joint venture basis. This saved Nigeria monies that had perennially been expended on national downstream petroleum asset maintenance, operations, and security. In addition, he was Group General Manager Special Duties at the NNPC, Group General Manager Crude Oil Marketing Division, and Executive Director, Commercial Pipelines and Petroleum Marketing Company (PPMC). He was also General Manager, Operations Petroleum Equalization Funds (PEF) and General Manager, Operations Petroleum Product Pricing Regulatory Agency (PPPRA), among several other positions. Aside being an engineer, Komolafe has degrees in law as well as industrial and labor relations and a recipient of various awards. Both chambers of the National Assembly had, before embarking on their annual vacation in July, passed the harmonized version of the long-awaited legislation before transmitting it to the President for assent.